Alright, on to episode number 3. Now we're gonna micro this Spanish Civil War a little bit, and we'll see how far we get. So, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the operatives increase, uh, and wait for these guys to get there, and we'll be smooth sailing. Alright, this is something we can hop on right now actually. Gives us an extra research slot, and it's gonna give us a bunch of political power. It's nice to grab early. You guys are good. Oh, actually I could cancel these, I suppose.
Angetreten.
Let's just do this for now. Food sale, sure. They're the 16th. You can check on your lend leases here in the recruit and deploy menu. Paratrooper equipment. So yeah, we already sent. Oh wait, did we? Nope. Anytime. They're about to get the equipment right now. Alright, we did the paratroopers, we did the combat engineers. The only other thing we can do that's not ahead of time right now is the armored trains. I'm not interested in that. So I'm going to do these upgrades here. Not too expensive.
Achtung.
Alright. I don't really like grinding generals all that much, so I'm just going to put Guderian in charge of this army. He will be our field marshal for our tanks. And so I'm just gonna try to get him some experience here. I'm gonna lower the speed a bit so it's not flying by quite as fast. Oh, we're at 75. Increase operatives. Oh, I forgot to do this. Well, I'll do that now too. Oh, no, let's not do that now. Because the time to upgrade increases when you're doing that increase operative, so it'll just have to wait. Let's see. In the meantime, you start something in Moscow, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. We might have to move them back to France. We'll see. Iron. Alright, Japan, screw you. You all suck. Italy, I guess.
Angetreten.
Well, let's see. Look at that. Bunch of generals, don't really care. Military factory, bunch of political power. And with that done, we're going to go back to this industry stuff. Probably going to go Arbeitsfront here for some civs. Alternatively, it's August right now. We're approaching winter. So we're going to want some things to reduce consumer goods. One thing is I like to reduce this investment. Here, slightly hurts your research speed. You lose out on 0.1 stability, but everything else is an increase. More political power, more dockyard and factory output, more population. Another good one is, this is sort of a last resort, the women encouraged in labor home front, because they give you a lot of penalties to your production efficiency, political power, stability, war support. So that's sort of a last ditch effort to reduce your consumer goods. Extreme taxes, we're going to go for that. That's amazing. It will hurt your civilian factory construction though, so I want to postpone that until we're pretty much done with those. We can do tariffs here, which helps mills and civs. So I'd like to do that early, but that increases consumer goods. So we'll have to balance that out with something. In fact, we could do that right now. We could do, you know what? That is what we'll do. Right, here we go. So if we look at this, we can see the changes. We're getting an additional 4% construction speed, 5% output. It's going to slow us down researching industry a bit, and it's going to give us some stability issues, but we are a-okay on stability right now anyway, so don't really care. Pair these together, so we'll have no change to our consumer goods. And once the winter rolls around, hopefully we have enough political power that we can do something else like extreme taxes, and so we can keep our minimum consumer goods over the winter. In the meantime, let's go for... I'm not going to go for this yet, even though it does give a research slot and political power, which is great. So you could rush that, but I'm going to be greedy for my consumer goods, and I'm going to hold off on that until I have enough political power to... Uh, yeah, until I have enough political power to get something to reduce consumer goods, so I'm not sitting up on consumer goods. Alright, Arbeitsfront we're going to do. Then we're probably going to do Hermann Goring here. It's going to give one consumer goods, but it allows us to replace Goering. This one, it's not worth the political power to replace. A lot of these will be replaced via events later. Hess, he uh, flies away. Um, this Goering here, I don't think he's replaced by event. So you want to get rid of him. He gives political power and command power, but hurts your factory and dockyard output. Replace him with this guy. Reduces consumer goods. He's great. You can't do that until after this, though, because this requires Hermann Goring to be active. And it doesn't say for what role, but I'm pretty sure it's for this role. This one, he's not that bad. -1 factor output's not great, but that's fine. And he gets replaced by event later anyway, so not worth spending political power to replace him. So for now, I think we look pretty good. Let's get more doctrines, though. Let's start with command here.
Achtung!
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, see, fuel. Fuel gets really finicky in this early part here. You suck, France. Alright. Alright, Sweden, you're up.
Alright.
Oh, got that Navy XP. Integrated designers here for some dockyard output. Alternatively, you can do the refit yards if you're doing a lot of refits. And that helps with repair, so that's nice. Naval XP, advisor cost. There's a lot of good ones for the Navy here, but
Achtung!
whatever. It's pretty situational. They don't want to listen. There we go. Don't forget to move your air. And keep an eye on them, because every once in a while, usually there's no air, but every once in a while they'll throw up 200 fighters, and if you're not paying attention, you're going to lose all your CAS. And you know what? Alright, we already have Stukas in here. I was going to say, we could actually lock the, where is it? Equipment tag to do specialized air wings so that none of our Stukas get pulled in.
Angetreten!
Because otherwise we can, if we're not paying attention, we can just throw away all of the Stukas we're producing right now. And that's not good.
Achtung!
Alright, gonna have a look around here. About to get some of this industry stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Panzer IIIA, Panzer IIIE. Panzer IIIE is where we're gonna start producing it, because that one can be converted with this casemate. We're gonna convert it into an assault gun. On the other hand, we're also gonna produce the Panzer IIC here. Maybe I should go for that first, because I'm probably gonna want to produce more of those. Because I'm only going to do a couple of assault guns battalions per division, but I'm going to do a lot of SPGs. So I think that's what I'm going to do. After this, I'm going to go for the Panzer IIC. Maybe it would have been more efficient for me to just go straight for this and then these two. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, let's go for... You know, let's go for... I feel like I'm really just handicapped by political power right now. So let's go over here. This one is nice, but it's 35 days. I'm just gonna stick with this one. It's a lot of political power. It's only 14 days, so that'll be a lot quicker.
Angetreten.
Alright, now if you really want to get crazy, you can just pause as soon as the battles are over, and you can just halt. It's a little difficult and a little tedious to get perfectly right all the time, but it'll allow you to win, and winning gives you extra XP without taking land, and so you can, at least in theory, drag out the war a bit longer. This is another tech, by the way, you can do. Since these industry ones are ahead of time, not by much, but enough that I would rather do something else if available. I'm gonna do this one here. It's gonna give some political power and some stability.
Ausrücken.
I said you can do that to
Zeigt es ihnen.
try to extend the war. I don't really have the patience for that. This is just sort of a guide anyway. I'm not trying to play absolutely perfectly. So I'm just gonna
Ausrücken.
roll around. Alright, we got that political power. Yeah, so now air, we can almost get the air spirit, which will bring the cost of these down to 112. So we're gonna wait for that. And what are we gonna do with this? Already extreme tariffs. Don't want to go to extreme taxes yet. Did we already do Rex? We did not, did we? We did not. So we're gonna do this, Rexburg, and I suppose we don't really need to switch this until that's done. Although I would like that factory and document output. The political power is nice. So let's see here. Let's actually. We actually probably didn't need to do that for the 90 political power. We could have just waited. So yeah, because I don't want to use this yet. Because if I use it now on something for 150, I'll need to wait, another 80 days or so. October, November, December. Actually maybe that does check out. So I'm gonna get Guderian here. So we're gonna start getting some army XP trickling in from that, in addition to the Lend Lease. And we'll see. Yeah, getting some damage done. Very good.
Achtung.
No, I am not clicking that. Thank you.
Ausrücken. Angetreten.
Yeah, if you're trying to drag out the war, don't encircle and wipe out the Spanish troops. But if you don't care, yeah, go for it.
Achtung.
Ah, glorious Spanish AI.
Ausrücken.
Try not to attack with too low of org. I mean, these divisions actually suck. I probably should have made some changes to them first. But that's where we are right now.
Getreten.
Alright, now that that's over, let's actually make those edits and do our MIOs as well while we're here. Alright, Hugo Boss. These are really up to you. I like to go rush this funds gain increase, then go for the production stuff, and then the handheld anti-tank stuff, and then everything else I don't really care. Let's get these ones out of the way. I pretty much rush the production stuff in everything. If it's not production stuff, I usually don't care all that much. Like Mauser doesn't really have much. It's just this for production. Yeah, that's it. So after that, I'm just gonna click everything so I don't get the annoying pop-ups later. Alright, Opal is actually a nice one though. So I like to rush this hardness one here, because that's gonna help Oh, actually, I didn't notice that helps motorcycles too. Interesting. Um, so yeah, that hardness is great to get early. Um, I'd rather spend more resources than IC, so I'll do that. Lower fuel use. You can go for this one first, because this helps motorized equipment as well, gives it some breakthrough. Higher IC cost I'm not a fan of, but breakthrough is a very important stat, so mechanized, give me that armor, hardness, and then whatever's left. Alright. And then division. Alright, so combat engineer, you're gonna want to throw that on. Uh, and these early light tanks, they suck. Well, this is using the stats with my really crappy one that I just designed because it uses the most recent one. So if I get rid of that, yeah, it's a little bit better. But even with this, that's 93. That's 8 soft attack for an entire battalion. Uh, It's garbage. So if you drop one of these and add a motorized infantry, you're losing not even 5 soft attack. Well, I mean, if you were using the nice design, it would be a little bit more, but yeah, it's really quite awful. Um, you're increasing the strength by quite a bit by going to infantry. Org, recovery rate, it's all great. Only thing these early light tanks have going for them is breakthrough, because you're not really going to get breakthrough from many other sources. Um, but yeah, for these Spanish divisions, your organization is so abysmal. You're going to perform way worse in battles because of that. And the low strength means you're going to get higher losses whenever you take any damage, so drop a few of those. Um, we have enough army XP. I'm not going to be producing medium artillery like I already went over, but you start off with a decent stockpile of it. Most of it's in your infantry divisions though, so we'll just slap this medium artillery here, just as a placeholder. We have an extra bit of combat width. Let's throw a motorcycle, and actually, instead of this guy, motorcycle. This is more accurate than reading this, because this only shows you guys in the field. Uh, doesn't account for troops in training. If you hover over this, it accounts for fielded troops and troops in training, so trust this. And we do have enough motorcycles, actually just enough, that's great. Um, so yeah, this change, our organizations can go up a lot, strength up quite a bit, recovery rate, whatever. Actually increased soft attack, that's great. Um, yeah, fine by me. And lower fuel use, so. Now, in order to get that medium artillery, let's drop the medium artillery here for light artillery. We're going to make more modifications to this infantry at some point, but right now, we're not using them, and we don't really have army XP, so I don't care.
Angetreten.
Alright, let's get these guys to the front, wait for them to get some strength. One thing, you can
Angetreten.
motorize your army here in Spain. It's not going to use any of your trucks. It's only going to use Nationalist Spain's trucks. I'm not sure exactly how it works because I imagine they don't really have trucks. So you'd expect motorization would have like no effect, but it seems to help, so whatever, you can just do that, I guess. You guys, alright, now you're good.
Ausrücken.
We're doing an air XP. Oh, didn't mean to do that, whatever. Okay. Yeah, let's see, a lot of people I think at this stage sort of overinvest in their infantry. This, well, this is definitely excessive. That's intentionally excessive, because I'm planning on donating a lot of guns. But You know, I mean, maybe a couple of these things will be a little tight, like maybe motorcycles we might need to increase later. Light vehicles we actually probably can decrease now. And in fact, that gives us a rubber to spare, so let's put that on motorcycles. But yeah, I mean, this is probably excessive light artillery, but I just want to play it safe with a lot of these things. If I was really greedy, I could, you know, break out a calculator and reduce a lot of these things. When you get more mills at this point, you don't need it on infantry equipment. You could build no mills and uh, the entire game, and by the start of the war, you would be fine on infantry. Your infantry would be doing a-okay. You would not be able to produce a substantial number of tanks and planes, however, so you would lose, but, you know, infantry's not a concern. These factories all need to go to tanks and planes, which are going to be the heavy lifters of your game. So let's just put these on Stukas, because right now I don't have any tanks that I really care about, and Stukas are all I have right now. That is very important. Food sales and arms sales always sell. It costs you almost nothing. The food ones really cost you nothing because you're gonna be fine on food. It's Germany. That's pretty much never gonna be an issue except some really weird niche scenarios. Let's see here. Screw it. We're going Volksgemeinschaft. As soon as we can, we're gonna replace this guy here, sympathetic judge. That'll put us at -1. We'll be 1 under our minimum. Winter is gonna put it back up to 1 over the minimum, but 1 over the minimum, not too bad.
Zeigt es ihnen!
Let's hit mountains. Why not? Screw it. Don't even care. And we're being attacked. Don't care. Spanish divisions suck. Alright, here, I prefer going for these ones first. As tempting as just a flat 13% factory output is, 6% cap, 8% cap, and it gives some dockyard output, higher base, but I mean 14% cap. I mean, what's our cap right now? 38%. So 14%, that's what, roughly a 35%, maybe like a 35% increase in factory output when it's at its maximum. So it does need to build up to it, but the overall increase it gives is just a lot more substantial. So you really want to get that early. Yeah. Later on, once we have a lot more production efficiency cap, factory output's going to be a lot more valuable for the same percentage increase. Alright, we're going to do this one even though we're not making medium artillery because it gives a bonus to all self-propelled artillery, which includes the light self-propelled artillery that we're going to be making. Let's just have a look at the losses here, make sure we're not doing anything too stupid. Yeah, doesn't look too awful. Alright, really close to the highest air XP. Are we still good? We're not getting shot down. Great. Almost enough. Yeah, when does that winter set in? Let's see. I think it's sometime in December, and it looks like I'm right, because we don't have it yet. Ooh, let's hold off on picking something. I want to spend 50 on that. Yeah. Alternatively, I could do just the fire control, but not really all that interested in that. Sympathetic judge. Cool. Yeah, see, we're producing 5 and 7. 5 full ones and a 7. That's pretty good. Let's let these guys recover a bit. Organization is critical in this mod. Maybe I was just worse at the game when I was playing vanilla. I probably was because that was a long time ago. But one thing I can say for sure, I already forgot that I was using this, is that organization, well, I don't know if I can say it for sure, but organization is very important in this. I didn't pay that much attention to it in vanilla, as long as it wasn't super low, didn't matter. In this, you're going to be battling to keep it serviceable. And I've found in the past, I've had great divisions that seem like amazing on paper, but I get to Belgium and I take 30,000 losses because my tanks stop fighting after a day.
Zeigt es ihnen!
And they just, when you lose battles, you also take a lot of losses, even to a point that really doesn't make sense. Oh, by the way, stability is going to decrease your consumer goods by quite a bit. So every 10% over 50 gives minus 1%. So this 10 stability here we're going to get is effectively another minus 1%. So we will actually be at pretty much the minimum throughout the winter. So that's a plus. Do we have the... We do not have that 50 XP. We have this though. So we got this. That's a lot of org. Hurts our division XP or HP, but who cares? Not a big deal when you look at all the benefits that gives you. Let's just go with operational support and wait on that.
Ausrücken!
75 air XP, industry liaisons. So yeah, now we can get to work on those air manufacturers. I'm not going to worry about it right now, because I'm not going to start building the heavy fighters until the sea, which gives us about a year.
Greift weiter an!
Alright, guess I'm just going to grind defensive doctrine. Logistics wizard, oh nice, we're getting quite a bit of that. I can't believe I'm grinding so fast. Alright.
Zeigt es ihnen!
Alright, since you guys are giving it to me for free, I will not take that land. I'll just fight you again. Yeah, some of the big ones you want to go for: offensive doctrine, logistics wizard, engineer. If you can get trickster, that's nice. That just requires a little more effort to grind for, but hey, I'll go for it now actually. We have a beautiful opportunity right here. All purpose. Give me that. And I could delay this a bit more and just grab this. This is 1939. These can all interconvert. You can convert the A to the B2. So I think I'm not going to produce the B. I'm just going to wait till the B2. So I'm going to hold off on this research until I'm closer to giving that. So I'm probably going to do the C, and since I'm not going to do the D, I'm going to research C, B, B2. That way I get all the important stuff as early as possible.
Befehle?
Oh, this gives more consumer goods? Is that what I just said? No.
Bereit!
Oh wait, does this give Trickster because we're being flanked? I think it's supposed to. Yeah, it does. Actually, screw this. Go back here. I think more divisions in it will give us more of Trickster. Oh, come on. Attack me from more directions. Alright, yeah. See, this is up to 54 now. It's increasing slowly right now because, like it says, it's based on a bunch of different factors. Value of Berlin, I assume that's victory points and all that sort of thing. Population, I guess the population going up is what it makes it go to 60 later. But it's weird because it seems to cap at 60. I don't really know how that works. Doesn't seem to work really, as it seems to be intended. Oops. Oh, wow. Lots of traits here, including Seducer. Alright, hopefully Karl Heinz sticks around. Let's keep you here so that they can hopefully get to work on that. Alright, so now we're at a point with this research. We could do this, but that doesn't boost uh, SPGs or anything. That's just for heavy arty, and we're not using heavy arty. So I think certain tank guns have requirements for research with these, um, but I'm not going to produce them. Yeah, I'm not going to go for any of the 15 centimeter tank guns, so I don't care. I'm going to need this for something, and then some require these, but I don't know if I'm going to do those. And then the 8.8 centimeter is going to require this one, I believe, which I'm definitely going to go for. That one's amazing. But at this point, it's kind of a gross point in your research for this slot. You basically have to research way ahead of time, and so you can do recon equipment, MP38 or the PZB38. Um, not sure which I'm gonna go for. Um, Recon equipment 2 is a massive increase in your recon from your divisions. It's a zero point 0.7 increase there, but you'll see when we put it in our divisions, they're going to have a massive increase in the recon, which may or may not be useful. I don't really know how recon works. It increases chance of picking a superior tactic. Um, that's all I know. And it increases intelligence gained from combat. I don't know how much it actually improves your tactics, so I don't know really how to quantify how useful that is, but I try to go for it. Um, there is something we could do. That's 16 days in, so it's too late to change without losing days. But we could go for Sonderkraftfahrzug, and that will give us a year ahead of time for the recon company, and it's going to help us research mech later. So I might actually go for that. Let's see, is there something I can put this on temporarily? Well, let's just start this. Hugo Boss. Mauser sounds like it makes sense. Hugo Boss doesn't sound like it makes sense, but there you get bonuses for it, so that's what we're going to do. And here. Gonna go for that light tank like we said. Um, let's see, I probably can get greedy. So how much time do I have? 285 days. In 285 days, I'm gonna have well over 300 more political power just from this. And I'm getting 100 from this. So I can probably afford to get some other stuff first here. It's gonna boost us. All right, we already got low investment. Oh, we don't have extreme taxes. Uh, Extreme taxes, I think, is the last big thing here we can do. So let's decrease this, and we're gonna go extreme taxes because we are gonna get a 5% penalty to our construction speed for civs, which already don't produce that fast relative to mills. So we're just gonna call it there. Needs to be 1 over. Extreme taxes. What are they for? An extra 6 civs. It's really not that big of a difference, but over the years it adds up, so get greedy. I guess I'm not getting offensive doctrine, but you guys are really giving me trickster. Let's do what I was originally going to do, because I do not want defensive doctrine, and I do want offensive doctrine, so let's try to get that. I don't know why they keep attacking there. We're killing them too fast. What are you doing? Please stop. We're slaughtering them. There's thousands of them dying. Why? Alright. I was gonna say, where'd my political power go? I just spent it all. Alright, here we can get some civs, and it will allow us to do this one, which gives us more civs and engine factories. Alternatively, here we can go for some military factories, also some engine factories as well here. Um, so let's sort of balance this out. Civs, obviously. Actually, you know, yeah, let's go for the civs right now. We're not producing the 3A. We're not producing the 110B. So ignore those pop-ups. Um, yeah, geez. All right. We do have more building slots now, so let's do these. Uh, sure. Not on the 40. Yeah, we'll clean that up later. Yeah, let's go for the civs first. We don't really need mills right now. So getting those civs early will allow us to really kick the mill production into high gear when it matters most, which is when we're producing our tanks and our fighters. Cast is nice, but honestly, you really don't need many factories on cast. It's very easy to overproduce. A lot of people will come on the server and say, "Oh my, I'm doing horribly, and I produced a ton of cast, and it's not doing anything." And it's not doing anything because you produced 2,000 cast. You only have 1,000 fighters, and you have red air. Your cast just go up and immediately get shot down. Not optimal gameplay. Am I getting trickster from this? Oh no, I was too fast. Alright. Let's see. What did I say we still have to do? Alright, we already did extreme taxes. We're already at 100 stability, so yeah, there's not much more we can do right now to decrease consumer goods. Let's see. War bonds you have to be at war for. Well, this first one you can do without, but later these will give lower consumer goods, which is quite nice actually. Um, I for a long time ignored war bonds completely because they're pretty scary. They give you a lot of negative stability, and you cannot decrease them once you've taken them. But I think by the time you really get access to them, you should be managing your stability. If anything, even decrease these later on to save on stability, because war bonds are going to give you more than you lose from decreasing those. So it's definitely worth it, I think, once you get access to them. That first one we're going to hold off on, though, because I'm going to save that for closer to the war when we're producing, you know, actual tanks and stuff we like to use. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's a lot of production right there. Did we finish? Yes, we did finish recruiting. Oh, we need to start this. Yeah, these collaboration governments, they're going to cost a lot of industry, and it's very sad, but it's more sad to have to push over here to actually capitulate the Soviets. It's worth spending now, and you can push to like here maybe, and you'll capitulate them instead. And this doesn't look like a big distance, but it's massive once you're here, and you have zero supply, and it's the middle of winter, and you're trying to push over this river. They don't have any troops left. You've killed them all already, but just due to supply, you're taking unbelievable amounts of attrition and not having a good time. So just do the collaborations. I think it's worth it. Let's see. Mills, mills, mills. Do I want to do more? I'm not going to get more greedy with the infantry equipment. I do that a lot and frequently regret it. Uh, let's get a little greedy. Let's go to 30. We're not going to go beyond 30. Wow, France has bauxite too. Thank you, France. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, here's one we can do with our command power. Um, I might do this just to get the political power. Try to front end a lot of these political power decisions. But I don't like using the civs, and I don't like how much it hurts your command power. Uh, these army games ones, you can do it for naval and air force. Naval I wouldn't recommend because you get so much from training your navy. that it's just ridiculous to spend that much command power on it. Air Force actually costs a little less. Um, only has a 50% chance of giving an ace pilot for some reason. I don't know why it's not 100%. It's not like ace pilots are really that big of a game changer. That spending 60 command power on one is gonna, break the game. But whatever. It's gonna give you a little bit of air XP. Air XP is a little bit harder to come by, so I could see that being justifiable. But again, you don't really need as much air XP, so maybe not. Army games though, that's great. No penalties, doesn't cost any civs. Just a good way to invest some command power into XP. This is a nice thing to go for at some point. Right now we're fine on stability. Not sure what to do with this political power
Zeigt es ihnen!
or command power. Command power. Let's go for it, because we can get these theorists quicker and all that.
Angetreten!
Engineer you can train really quickly, so I find it usually not worth it to worry too much about grinding for it. You'll get it on your own. You gain it from attacking over rivers or defending over rivers,
Ausrücken!
or attacking or defending forts. And there's actually a shocking amount of those. Look, there's one here, pillbox,
Suchen Deckung!
across Spain. So you're gonna be getting that even when you don't think you should be. Right, there we go for Volkswagen. Yeah, those things were. Oh, nice, imported rubber. Those things we're doing cost a lot of civs. Operations, military parade. That's hurting us a lot.
Angetreten!
Alright, we got the political power. 229 days out. Maybe at this point we do just go for the air designers. I don't know, I'm pretty greedy. Multi-factory construction speed. I mean, that's a small one we could do. Ooh. Alright, this is a little more expensive. It's 100 army XP. I'm gonna want to go for that one though. It's gonna make high command cheaper. Not a ton of political power saved, but still nice. And it gives organization, which is good. I don't know if I want to drop 150. Because how long do we have? Yeah, we're fine. Let's drop 150. I like going for Walter here. Elastic defense, if you're doing it, great. That's going to help you. If not, whatever. Army XP is still nice. Orgloss when moving is fantastic. 4% is not a ton, but any little bit you can get helps quite a bit. Alternatively, got hard here. Operational support doctrine, that's nice. Army fuel consumption minus 2%, that sounds great, but in practice, you're really not going to see that big of a difference with that. So, I would stay away from that. Command doctrine here, that's nice. But military leader cost, you're not going to use that, so that's pretty useless. Mobile warfare, again, that's a nice. These two are just kind of nice doctrine research bonuses. Honestly, I guess so is he. Here, elastic defense. That's one you can do as Germany. It's not horrible, but generally not recommended. But if you do that, there you go, research bonus. I'm going to take him anyway for the org loss reduction, but all four of these are viable picks. Guderian's pretty much a must-have though, unless you're doing some no tank build or something, which is not recommended as Germany.
Ausrücken!
Okay.
Angetreten!
Got engineer and logistics wizard pretty close. Offensive doctrine, trickster, a lot harder to get those ones. Yeah, let's try attacking this mountain. Yeah. Why not? It's not only a mountain. Oh, it doesn't have a fort. Thought they had forts on these. Maybe not.
Zeigt ihnen!
Oh yeah, and we're doing that parade. We're gonna get more political power. We're fine. We're gonna be fine for the BF-10 or BF-110C. Emergency pumps done. Guess that's the only really important things to get done early. All the other stuff is like these ones, but you can do those after your ships are built. So let's do this now. Let's have a look at Navy production actually. It's getting close. I'm gonna put 10 on transports here because we have 17. So once these are being produced and everything else is done, we're gonna have one extra, so we're gonna get a notification. At that point, I'm
Greift
gonna
weiter an!
make something else. I'm gonna start producing some other chips. Alright, we could go for that doctrine right now. I think I'm just gonna speed something up though. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speed up improved brigade HQ. Okay. Dispersed industry 2, factor output.
Greift weiter an!
Fuel, lack of fuel, that's pretty nasty. Pretty sure they toned it down. I think it used to be worse. But yeah, you can get penalties from this. You want to address that quickly as soon as you notice that. Let's get some from Venezuela. And this part can be annoying. Just a lot of countries that just give you a very small amount. I try not to boost the UK, US, or Soviet Union as much as possible. Soviet Union, once the war starts, you're kind of forced to import from them a bit, but I try to keep that
Zeigt es ihnen!
as minimal as possible.
Ausrücken!
France is the only one I boost because I'm going to get most of those anyway. Okay, what do I want to do? We can go to this. This gives like plus 1.5% factory output or plus 1.5% military factory construction speed. I always go for the factory output. Yeah, this is going to lead us to those power plants. We're fine on power for now. We don't need mills though right now. We don't have anything worth building. So I'm going to go for it. What are we doing here? Good. Fine on that.
Los, los, los!
All right. Yeah, that's gonna save us a lot. Screw you, Sweden.
Bereit!
Encircled a Soviet tank. I think that's at 158 vehicles we just deleted. Not bad.
Bereit!
Alright. Berlin, Berlin. Wow, yeah, we can produce a lot of mills. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, that's not very good. Well, those guys are almost done. They can get to work on their network in Paris, and while the collaboration government's preparing, one of them can also rescue her. Not the worst timing. I'm going to start a second line. Honestly, converting from this to the BF-110 is probably going to set it back to base efficiency anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but on the off chance that it does something, I'm going to start a second line of Stukas so I can convert it to not Stukas. Alright, we have political power.
Ausrücken!
Tools. Conversion speed. Political power game. How much time do I have? 181. Yeah,
Bereit!
we can do something else first. No, that's too greedy. We can do something small. Maybe bonds. Let's do bonds now, actually. We're gonna need more of this for our planes.
Achtung!
Plains, hills.
Ausrücken!
Just waiting for their org to get up a little bit more. You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, let's do these while we're waiting.
Greif weiter an!
So I can research. Yeah, here we go. Production efficiency growth. Oh, actually, no. Only this one has that. Division training time down on both. Production efficiency growth and factory output. That's just better. 3% military factory construction speed. That'll help for a little bit. Actually, I think that's more than it used to be. I think it used to be 1.5%. Now it's 3%, but still don't think it's worth it. 1.5% factory output. That's basically we just got an extra 2 mils from that. Not much, but yeah, it adds up.
Greif weiter an! Ausrücken!
Oh wow, we already got logistics wizard and engineer. They have forts here? Oh, we're on a fort and we were attacked.
Zeigt es ihnen!
Alright, whatever. It's gonna make it harder to grind these next raids, but
Ausrücken!
yeah, for the 4-year plan, by the way, I should have mentioned this when it first came up. It's gonna decrease your factory output, but it boosts your construction of mills by a bit. I know this is pretty much contradictory to what I just said for the other one, but this one I would prioritize the mill construction speed over the output. Reason being, this is basically going to be gone by the time the war starts. So I find this to be a lot more useful for this early build-up, because we've already had it for a year now. So it's already been contributing to my mill construction speed, and it's going to get better as time goes on here. So here we're getting an extra 1%, losing 0.5% output. It'll boost our ability to build some other things too, but those aren't things you're really going to be building much of anyway, so that's pretty inconsequential. I'm pretty sure in the 3rd year... No, I think in the 3rd year it is similar to this, but it is bigger numbers. But the 4th year it actually increases factory output, so it does sort of even out a little towards the end. And by the time you're preparing production for Barbarossa, it's going to be gone, so it's not a concern at that point. So
Ausrücken!
it's going to hurt your production of some of this early stuff slightly, but it's going to help you in the long run. Whereas that, actually, screw you, Italy. Oh, I don't know what the issue was with rubber, but it's back to normal. Yeah, now that's on hold because this. It says it'll refund it if you don't do it in that much time, but I've found if it's any sort of mission that requires
Ausrücken!
civs, it won't go away. It'll just sit at 0, and you can just use it whenever.
Ausrücken!
I'm gonna try to find a stopping point here. This has been going on for quite a while.
Greif weiter an!
end it with an encirclement of Madrid. Yeah, you're already motorized and we still have horrible supply. It's alright, we're pushing. It's not good to push while you're being hit. Stop the warmongers. Take that, Zibi-sanma. Alright. Prepare collaboration government. Ooh, only 216 days. Sometimes it'll go down like that. It's great when that happens. Commence. Rescue captured operative. We're going to actually pull you off that other plan. Do this first. Other plan continues to prepare. I'll actually do this. And now you're going to rescue that lady. You're going to do your mission. She's going to do hers in the Soviet Union. It's going to be great. Let's go for excavation. And then this guy, I'm going to switch as soon as we get that. What? Oh, recon company too, not recon equipment. Oh, well, I feel stupid. Wait. I don't know that I've ever researched that. Good to know. Alright, so there's no point taking that as early as I just took it. That did absolutely nothing for me. Alright. Yeah. Just gonna leave that alone. Gonna go for Octung Panzer. This is gonna help where... this is an important tank tech you're gonna want to get. And it's gonna help you with your mobile warfare doctrine. So unless there's anything pressing that I would like to do first... no, there's not. I'll do this. Let's end this video now with an encirclement of Madrid. No supply over here. How about on the other side? How's it going over here? Still good. Oh. That's sorted out. Alright, yep, we're producing our capital ships now. You can tell because we're using all of our alloying metals. Get some ore, get some ore. Break through, break through. Gotta end on a high note. Yeah, Trickster. I think that's a lost cause. Fire control. Could go for this. Oh, super heavy armor. I forgot. Most important part of your super heavy battleship. Alright. Yep, that's it. We got the encirclement of Madrid. Alright, hopefully that was educational and you got a lot of it out of it, and yeah, that's all.